Hi everybody, this is Scott Sharp with Fretboard Toolbox, and today we're doing a video called What Key Am I In? So I've got a capo up on the 4th fret and I'm playing out of the E shape, and I'm going to show you how you can see super fast with the Fretboard Toolbox, either Complete or Essential Edition, what key we're actually in, and then hopefully we can see how I'm figuring out what keys that I'm in based on the capo. So let's take a look and I'll show you how it works. Today we're looking at a Fretboard Toolbox Essential Guitar and Complete Guitar book. So for the Essential book, to see what I call the Capo Corner, you go to the Quick Major Key Decoder, and this is the business right here. And on the Complete Edition, if you go to the Table of Contents, I have a Capo Corner on there as well. So let's show you what I'm doing here. So that time I was playing out of the key of E major. So the way I'd read that on this guy is I'm in the key of E. So my one chord is the key of E major, and I was playing E, A, and B chords. So that's my 1, my 4, and my 5. But I'm capoed up on the 4th fret. And so if I'm playing out of the E position and I'm capoed up on the 4th fret, so that's what I call E4, then if I come across here, I'm playing in the key of A flat. Okay, so the 1 chord, which remember was an E, now becomes an A flat when I put the capo on the 4th fret. And then when I played the A shape here, that A shape is actually a D flat major chord, and then when I played a B7 shape, so like a B, that one is an E flat in the key of A flat. Okay, so I'm playing in the key of A flat, but I'm using positions from the key of E. So you can find any key just like that. If you know, like all the ones in white here are the most common keys that people play in: G, A, C, D, and E. And so if I know that, like let's say I'm playing a song out of the key of G and I'm capoed up on the 3rd fret, that's going to be G3. So I come over here to G3, and this is going to be in the key of B flat. So this chord right here with the G shape is a B flat major chord. So the 1 chord is B flat, the 4 chord in the key of G is a C. So here's my C, but then with the capo up on the 3rd fret, it's an E flat, and then the D chord becomes an F. This is F major, I'm using a D shape but playing F major, and then when I go back to the 1, I just went back to B flat. So I've got the capo corner set up all the way to the 7th fret. So if someone's got capo on the 6th fret and they're playing out of the key of D, so that's a 1, 5, 4, that's D, A, G, out of the key of D. So I'm playing 1, 5, 4, okay, but I'm capoed up on the 6th fret, so I need to find D6. So if I come up here, D6 is in the key of A flat again. So one way you can, if someone's just playing in some random position at 4th fret and they're playing out of the C shape, I look for C4, and C4 is the key of E major. Okay, so this is just regular E major. And sometimes at jam sessions it's really fun. Like if everyone's playing a song in the key of G and it's a 1, 4, 5, so it's just G, C, D, but everybody's playing the open positions and strumming G, C, D, it's really fun to say, well, what else could I play? What else could I play that song in and get a little bit of a different sound? So if I put the capo up on the 3rd fret, so here's G, C, D, so get that sound in your head. And then if I go up to the 3rd fret and play out of the E position, so I think about the key of E, that's actually the key of G. So playing out of the E chord shapes, I'm using my E chord shapes, just 1, 4, 5. So I'm playing E, A, B major. but that's in the key of G when I'm up on the 3rd fret. And if I go to the 5th fret and play a D, so now I'm thinking about the key of D, D, G, A from my 1-4-5. So I'm still in the key of G, I'm just playing it with the capo up on 7. And the cool part about capos is like all of your little licks, all the little licks that you do out of the key of D all work with your capo. So like the thing to pay attention to is learning to count the keys. Okay, so like if I'm playing this G major here, well, let's do it as bar chords. It's easier to see that way. So let's actually start on an E major. Okay, if I take an E major chord and I go up 1 fret, so this is just like putting a capo up on the 1st fret here. Okay, a bar chord is just like you got the capo. That's F major, okay, or this is like the barred F major. So then if I go up 1 more fret, so I started on E, went to F, then I go to F sharp, but F sharp and G flat are both different keys. Well, they're called enharmonic keys, so they use the same notes, but they have different names. Okay, so now I'm playing F sharp or G flat. Now go up 1 more, I'm playing a G, go up 1 more, I'm playing A flat, so it's not the key of G sharp, it's the key of A flat. And then if I go up 1 more, I'm in the key of A, if this is my root chord, then B flat, not A sharp, B, C, C sharp or D flat, both keys are common, D, E flat, and then all the way, if I could go far enough, all the way back to E. So learning to count those keys is really important, and being able to see like, okay, so this is C, so 1 fret up for that would be C sharp, D, E flat, E, F, F sharp, G flat, G, A flat, A, B flat, B. So it just goes up, it goes up like that. And if you want to understand why, so this is where if you're just like, you got it, like, okay, I can see it, this is where you just turn this off, because the theory kind of goes off the rails here. But if you want to see it and you like understanding why, if you look at this circle of fifths, the coolest thing is that, like, if we start in the key of G right here, the next key is A flat, okay? And so the thing is, A flat has 4 flats, but the key of G sharp would have 8 sharps. And so, like, we would rather have 4 flats than 8 sharps. It's easier to think about. Then the next key from A flat is an A, and then the next key from A, half step up, is B flat. B flat has 2 flats, but A sharp would have 10 sharps. Okay, so the craziest thing that I figured out one day is that, like, if you add the sharps and flats from these enharmonic keys, like the keys that use the same notes, they always add up to 12. So 5 flats plus 7 is 12, 6 from G flat, 6 from F sharp adds up to 12. The key of B has 5 sharps. C flat would have 7 flats, because that adds up to 12. Now here's where you understand why we would call this E and not F flat, because the key of E has 4 sharps, but F flat would have 8 flats. So we'd rather play in the key of E. E flat has 3 flats, but the key of D sharp would have 9 sharps. So we'd rather play in E flat. The key of B flat has 2 flats, but A sharp would have 10 sharps, so we'd rather play in B flat. And so my daughter was like asking me tonight, well, how do I know, like, you know, which to call it, like A flat or or G sharp. And so I started looking at it and I was like, well, wow, there's really only two keys that people commonly talk about being sharp keys, and it's F sharp and C sharp. And both of those have like corresponding flat or enharmonic flat keys with them. So like these are F, C, G, D, A, E, B. Those are all natural notes, no sharps or flats. Then we got these two that have sharps, but they also have flats, and then all the rest are flat. And so there's really only two sharps to know. So, and it's F and C, the just being able to know like what key I'm in and what to call it. If you talk about playing, if you're playing in the key of G and you put a capo up on one, and then you're like, okay, let's play this in G sharp. You're gonna make the music nerds mad. So you want to say that that's the key of A flat. And so I can always just study these guys and make sure. If I want to understand why, I can look over here on this complete edition. But in any case, I hope that you saw something cool there, because learning to be able to just take any song, you've got, so someone's like, well, I want to play in the key of E flat. And I can look over here. This song's in the key of E flat. I can look over here and say, okay, I could play out of the key of D and just capo up on one. I could play out of the key of C and capo up on three. I could play out of the key of A and capo up on six. So it just gives you lots of options, but don't just memorize these. Like, learn to count them and learn to count up and learn to say the proper names of the keys, and you won't make the music nerds mad. And it'll hopefully help you see some really cool stuff. So hope you learned something today, and I'll be back on more Fretboard Fridays with more videos on more of my favorite instruments. Thanks for taking a look.